Alrighty, welcome back everybody. So we finished most of the stock in the last episode. I think I've been staring at the model for a couple minutes, and I think what we're going to tackle next is probably this little joining piece here. And maybe this piece here. And we'll go from there, because it gets a little bit more complex after we head out from there. We've got like this piece here, the whole mechanism up here with the remaining ammo in the gun. The handle is a nice piece that could be done next. That wouldn't be too much of a pain. I can actually probably do the handle really quick. I just gotta figure out where it's buried in here. There it is. I want a part of it anyway. And is that was actually connecting the two sides. This is interesting. Separate this piece. I'm going to pull that out to the side so I have that readily accessible for working on. This can move up here so I can take a look in here. It's separated now? Good. Easy. Easy. And is there anything I want to cut off from that? I think that's a pretty solid separation of the entire handle from the rest of the gun. I don't see any additional pieces I want to get rid of or add to it. So that's a good start. As far as the depth for this goes, I may make the handle solid foam. I'm trying to decide here. If I separate it, that's not where I wanted. Right here. Gonna use the same laser cut technique where I need to keep my piece as close to the original as possible. That'll work out there. So obviously cutting out patterns for paper and cutting it out for laser cutting are completely different depending on how you're going to work with the foam. I had to completely revamp the way I worked with foam when I started doing laser cutting. So I have to consider if I am going to be laser cutting this or not, and I still, honestly, I haven't decided, but I can work with this in regular foam with this pattern. Even if I don't laser cut it, I can still use this as an example for what I'm going to do. So there's one of my handles. And let's see, this is the side I actually want to keep, so I actually need to redo all of this over here. Boop. Boop. And may actually want to keep that second piece as well. No, my fingers are getting tired. I may be at a quitting point here shortly. What is this? Oh, right here. What is that attached to? So that's the inside of this here, which not sure. I'm not going to need it for this part, for instance. So can go ahead and separate. That's not what I wanted. Right there. Is it not separating the part I want? That one, connect that one, and disconnect that one. So this is my keeper, and this is my trash on the inside of that part. And even this part may get omitted, like cut out when I do that. It just depends. Okay. That handles a lot of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and separate that and that. That gives me a nice clean bottom, and then this edge back here and this edge up here, and I'm not sure if I want... I can do that. That one I can't do. Yeah, this one I don't think is gonna work out as well. I can do that, just to keep these parts together, and I still need to work on this one here. Okay, let me see what I like and what I don't like about this, because I'm still on the fence with this one. So this is the center point, so this would be... I almost don't need this. I don't think I need this. This is just going to be a layer of foam. This is another layer of foam, and then this last piece is another layer of foam. And on the top two layers of foam, they get ground down to there. Same thing with this side. I don't think I need those parts. And then when it comes to this part, I need this tiny part right here. That one right there, that square. So that'll be this piece of foam here. 5 layers of foam for the handle, or less, depending on how thick it needs to be. It'll be, this base will be depend on how thick the entire handle's going to be. We have the interior piece, which we may or may not need. I'll leave it as is. And I can actually reattach that part of the interior if I just get rid of this exterior piece. That'll work out. That way I can trash that entire piece there and keep this piece in case I want it. And I can trim that easily to fit in wherever I need to, because if the rest of this is like this, I don't think I'm even going to need the interior piece, honestly. It's going to be a solid piece of foam. I will go ahead and trash that too. So then, that's trash. We have 2 pieces that are keepers. One is a single piece and one is a multipule piece. Okay, up in our singles pile. I think that's a good place there. So now we have that done. Still want to tackle this guy right here, which is in trash for some reason. Is all of it in trash? It is. I wasn't aware that piece was trash. What did it go in trashed with? It's not that one. Okay. Alright. For some reason it was showing up in trash. It wasn't. No idea what that was all about. Okay, so we have this guy right here. I don't think we're gonna need these right off the bat. Whoops. And what is that piece there? What's it attached to? That? It's this? Well, that's gonna be part of that other piece, so let's ignore that. I think that's good to go. I think that'll work. So these 2 pieces are trash. They're on the inside here, which is depth, which it's going to be a small enough amount. We won't need the depth for that. And currently I only need 1 of these. Because it's a solid piece instead of splitting up the sides. Trash. Trash. And I think I want to work on that top part next, which is connected to this half right here. Let's separate it right there. Is that already connected? No, it's a long... There we go. Is that all it took? Nope, it's still attached somewhere. Oh, that's where that was attached. Okay. That can attach there. Looks like it's attached right there. And I would like to have that piece attached to it as well. And that piece there. Which is attached to this currently. Not that one. This one. Interesting. It's gonna have that entire base for the inside of this thing in there. That one. Okay, that makes sense. And what is this attached to the front? There? Maybe I'll keep it that way then. Although it might make more sense to just cut that there. Pepakura is really bad about navigating the 3D scene. Oh, that disconnects. It's too tiny. Not that. This is what I want here. For now. I'm probably not going to keep it that way, but... Okay, and looking at this, is that a 45-degree angle? I would consider that a 45-degree angle. I'm going to go ahead and... connect it like so. And as far as the interior of this goes, because it connects right there, I don't need any of this geometry here. Again, in the laser cutting process, I can just delete that hole entirely, so it's not going to cut it out. Same thing on this side. Detach all of this geometry here. Can move this here, and then get all of its debris attached to it again. Here we go. Beautiful. And what's up with this little guy here? Is that this little ledge here? I would say that that's what that is. Is it safe to click on that link, Dwarf? Not sure if I trust links you post. I think these things are tiny enough, they're probably going to get deleted. You know, I don't even know if I want to add that in there. That would be really annoying to go back and delete. Okay, these are trash. I need to move them somewhere else. And I'm gonna... if I can grab these. A single pixel. Come on. Ah! Okay, got it. Unless you are subject to falling in love, Dwarf says. I think that is acceptable. Yeah, I like having it cut right there. I think that's great. I'm probably gonna combine this so it's a solid piece of foam in there. And then same thing with this end and make that a solid piece of foam, because those are points where those intersections occur. I can put glue down and make that a stronger piece than it would normally be. I like that. Alright, so this is also trash. Trash. Nope. This is a 2. This is a 1. Give me a second, Dwarf. How to make costumes.com. How to make my costumes.denmark. That is a lovely dwarf. He looks pretty tall though. Also, I really like his parasol. I think it completes the outfit. Have you ever dressed as a dwarf? That is a very nice dwarf cosplay. He, she, it. I can't tell dwarfs. That's why you're the dwarf expert, so you can tell me these things. Okay. Okay, that wraps up. So then I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this monster right here, which that's an interestingly shaped piece. I'm not sure how I want to tackle that. I think is this thing right here? No, that's the piece next to it. I want this one right here. Okay. So for starters, that is a dimpled piece there. So that is going to be a separation point right there. Okay. I want to get that other piece out of the way there. That's a separation point. I'm gonna need that separated. Is it actually like separate right now? Okay, it's separate there. And I want to disconnect it probably right there. Let me take a look. Actually, I'm probably gonna disconnect it right there at that circle. Right there. Let me move this over here. Okay. Let's take a look at what we have pulled apart here. I have this thing that I don't need here. That's kind of confusing from this perspective. Let me clean up some of this and go from there. Okay, this is that. I want that piece there. And then what is this piece right here? That's what I'm trying to figure out, is this thing. Where is it connected? Right here? And right there? is this? This is going to be part of the piece on the bottom, so it's not necessary here. It's part of the back. That's this piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and move that there. I may not want that at all. I may actually want to keep that on there like that. Okay. That's all interior edge. This is all going to be trash. That's all depth of foam there. Same thing with this piece right here. So I think this piece, this side of this piece is done. I need to do the same thing with the other side, which is still trapped up ahead. Go ahead and just attach it. And look at how clean. It's already pretty easy to separate here. Boop. And then this guy's doing the same thing as the other side. I think it was right there. Right here. There we go. There we go. So have you worked on your Oscar Mike voice yet? Give us some quotes. Fury Potato! There you go. I don't normally do voices when I'm in costume. That may or may not be weird. Where... What is this thing doing all the way down there? Boop. Dot, dot, dot from Dwarf. Did you not think that my Mikette voice was good enough? Are you suggesting, Dwarf, that I'm not good enough to be a, Oh, that's right, because then people might know you're a girl. Then they'll flirt at you. Exactly. I would much rather have people telling me, hey, dude, great job on the costume. You're going to pick up so many chicks tonight. Rather than, hey, can I sleep with you? No, no thank you. I don't think I want these tiny little slivers. I probably should have checked before I did that, but I don't have... Oh, I have one of those tiny little slivers here. Where... What good are those tiny little slivers? They're those. They're trash. That's what they are. I'm gonna deal with those later. I'm gonna push them onto that other piece and worry about them later. Oh, I disconnected that one at a bad point. There. Hey, can I sleep with you? Leave the cosplay on. I got a thing for mics. That's exactly what I'm gonna hear Dwarf whenever I'm dressed up. They got a thing for clone soldiers. Alright, so is that all of the piece? Do I have everything that I want from that piece? Okay, now I can separate these guys. There are people who ship Oscar Mike and whiskey, since Mike sends him like an admiration note or whatever. They take it to be like it's a love letter. Alright, I think that looks about right. This is my keeper. Now, do I want it to go that far? I don't. I don't think I want... if there's a polygon that will separate that... Ooh, there's not. I guess it's gonna stay that way then. I was expecting there to be a line down that niche there. Oscar Mike trivia time. What does, quote-unquote, Oscar Mike, end quote, mean in military terms? They talked about this in one of the developer things. They said on mission. Yes, on mission. See, I remember. And I learned all that because of Battleborn. I wouldn't know that otherwise. I think that was actually during the Choctaw tournament. When were they talking about that last? I'm trying to remember. What is that little thing right there? What is that? Do I want it? Why does it exist? I think that's an artifact on the screen from Pepakura. I don't think that's correct. Kind of like this. What is that? Pretty sure that's an artifact. Oh, it's the other side. Never mind. That looks about right. I think that's the stopping point for that particular piece. Trivia. Whiskey's full name is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I don't agree with that. Does it say that in his lore? What is Oscar Mike's middle name? I always just assumed that Oscar and Mike was his first and middle name, and that something with a G was his last name. But is that actually in the lore? I don't know that that's in the lore. I think everybody just makes up the Tango because they assume that it's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot for the acronym. They assume it's supposed to be WTF and not just WF. The correct answer is comma. Isn't it Mike, comma, Oscar? According to the librarian guy? Alright, so this monster over here is starting to look a lot less like a monster, and we are starting to have some much nicer looking pieces over here. Tango is in the lore, Reina's lore. Okay, it's in Reina's lore. I don't have a lot of Reina lore yet. That's how you initialize letters. Oscar, comma, Mike. Next piece to work on. I'm putting off this thing up here, because that is a mess up there. Let's see. I'd like to tackle this long, skinny thing that I thought I was working on next. But look at how far up it comes. It comes all the way up here. It's integrated with all kinds of stuff. All the way to here. What if I do the lower version right here? Oh, what if I do this box right here? I think that's a good one, because we already have the magazine, we already have the handle. This is the next logical point. Then we can work on one of those two in the middle. Trivia time. Boulder is the founder of what organization? Give me a second, I have to remember. They're the guys who were fighting the people who were coming on their planet. They thought they were defending their planet. And everybody else thought they were crazy. I just won't look at chat until I remember what it is. That's gonna need to be separated right there. That's gonna need separated. Let me think. I have a feeling it has the word bear in it, or something. The Ekony dwarves, what was their... They were... And Thorn was part of it too. They were... Man. Good question, Dwarf. that it there? That's part of it. Oh man. If I don't look at chat, I'll never know. It's his battle cry, right. That's most of the parts there. Except for that. Is that attached to the other part? Alright, I guess that's all the parts. They're just disjointed right now. Excuse me. Hint, they are sworn they're sworn to defend the words. The wood sworn. What a hint, Dwaff. That's like your first question hint, like on any sort of trivia game. Like, this is your first question, so we're gonna give you a really obvious hint. Because we feel bad for you losing this early in the game. Alright, where do I want to separate these things? I want that separated. And I want that separated. That one separated. I think I want that separated, and that separated, and that, and that. I'm just pulling the sides apart from the rest of it. That one right there. Boop. 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 Okay. Wood Sworn! Okay, trivia time is over. Thanks, Dwaff. That was interesting. I really hope that's the part that I want on there. I just assume that I want all these little angular pieces on these sides. And this should be... there. That's what I was looking for. What is this? What? No, you go on the other piece. You go there. Boop. Doot, 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 doot. Can you doot, Dwaff? Do you know how to doot? What is this? Boop. Oh, this is the interior, isn't it? Let me take a look here. That's gonna need to be disconnected. There we go. I don't need the interior, obviously. Trivia time, Dwaff. What music is this, what game is this music from? acceptable. Although I won't need the sides. This is curious. This might be a shape that I modify in 3ds Max because I want to keep the integrity of this line right here. No, well, I should be alright. I can connect that point with that point, and if I just leave these connected in the center here, I think that'll work. That should work. And then again, I can keep that and that and get rid of all those holes there, so I have solid pieces to attach things to. That should work out nicely. Alright, and this is my left side. This is my right side, so that's my trash. This is the inside, which I do not need, so that's trash. 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 Keep multiples. Only one. Whew. Alright, monster's starting to get pretty skinny looking now. It's looking more like a skeleton. So we've got this guy and this guy. Some of it's not attached anymore, so like this guy here, the parts underneath there, left to go. And obviously this. Although this is separated, so I could set that aside for the next episode, because I think that's what I'm going to be working on next. I'll pull the opposing part on. Let's go ahead and save. I'll see you in the next episode.